Good evening, everyone. I, Zaida Madina Nazif, welcome you all for the webinar on chemical control and coordination. As we all grow up and want to learn more about the human body and its working, and to know more about it, we need to tend towards human physiology, as it is the science of mechanical, physical, and biochemical function of humans, and it also serves as the foundation of modern medicine. In today's webinar, we will highlight the teachings of human endocrine system and various hormones secreted by them. We will also learn about the hormone mechanism and their action. At the end of the webinar, we will be providing a small quiz and later participation certificates will be emailed to all the participants. But before all that, let me just tell you a brief about our company. The webinar is organized by Elma Matter. And Elma Matter is a premier solution provider on human capital optimization. And if you see, our forte lies in various things like we are into KPOs, we are into staffing, we are into training and recruitment solutions. So the company Elma Matter was established in the year 2004. And after that, till date, we have trained over 500,000 individuals. Training so many people, we understand it's really a good number, but we would definitely like to grow it much more. And that's the reason we are all set today for a global multi-industry service provider. We set apart by delivering high-quality core processes, conscientious leadership, creative solutions, and we have a very unique culture. Now you can understand that all this incredible success has inspired us to create a strong support system for individuals which would help them to create their own future. Now for that, one of the things that we have launched is Sparks, a support program aimed at raising knowledge and skill. The motive of Sparks is to give individuals exposure to the various skills that will help them identify their own specialization and make their future filled with health, wealth, and happiness. Now, apart from all this, we are specialized into various things. Like you can see, we do career planning, career assessment, career counseling, career guidance, coaching and mentoring, skill development workshop, training and development, placement assistance, and online counseling. As we understand, all this plays a very important role in every part of a student's future. So anytime anyone wants to understand or they are stuck with their own career, you can contact us and we will surely have a solution for that. Now, if you see what we do apart from all this career assessment, we also have different programs to help people. We understand people have their own challenges, they understand differently, they learn differently, and therefore we specialize in few programs. Like one of them, we have 4 dimension workshop, which actually corresponds to understand what kind of intelligence you as an individual have. As you can see on the screen, all these have different kinds of intelligence. Everyone learns in a different way. And to support all this, we actually have different programs. And if you want to keep it very simple and don't want to attend any program, all you have to do is just sit in a silent place and attend our psychometric test. You need to sit in a place where you will not be disturbed and where you will be given a set of questions with each questions having a set of answers and you have to choose the right answer according to your understanding for the answer. And once you finish the psychometric test, you will get exactly what kind of learner you are. All these details are available on our website and our social media pages. You can go and visit them. And if you have any questions, you can contact us, you can DM us, or you can email us. So, this is just the background of what we have. We will be continuing with all the efforts that we are carrying out. But one of the efforts we are carrying out right now is that every week we are trying to get some new topic and train students through the webinar. And coming to today's webinar, as you know, that is on chemical control and coordination. It will be presented by Sonia Jan, who will be the instructor for the day. So Sonia ma'am, if you see, Ma'am has started her teaching career about 7 years ago and have been a senior consultant since then. Ma'am have the experience of subject matter expert and her area of expertise is geology. She is an excellent command over her subject. Ma'am have some Ma'am have tutored a large number of home students, and also she has tutored students from third grade to students in post graduation. If we talk about Ma'am's education, Ma'am has done BSc in zoology, and after that, Ma'am has completed her diploma in International Trade Center. Apart from that, Ma'am have also done post-graduation diploma in business management, and even after all these achievements, Ma'am has done her master's in zoology. And I would like to tell you all that Ma'am is a gold medalist in zoology. For Ma'am, teaching is a passion. She is very hardworking and loves to teach curious minds who are always ready to learn. She has a friendly yet strict way of teaching. It is such an honor for us to have you with us today, ma'am. Today, she will be the instructor for the webinar. Now, over to you, ma'am.
Thanks, Zara, for a brief introduction. Hello, good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
I'll be discussing with you today. My topic is chemical coordination and integration. And as you know, neural system provide rapid coordination.
You can share your screen.
Okay, I'm sharing. Can you see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
So I was saying neural system provide rapid coordination
Ma'am.
among various organs. Yeah.
Yeah, now it's okay. Just start the slideshow. Start the slideshow, then you can
Mm.
continue. Sorry for the interruption once
Okay.
again.
Okay. So in this topic, I'll be discussing about the endocrine glands and hormones, the human endocrine system, hormones of heart, kidney, and GI tract, that is the gastrointestinal tract, and what is the mechanism of hormone action, and lastly, the classification of hormones on the basis of chemical nature. So, as you all know, neural system provide rapid coordination among various organs, but these nerve fibers are not connected to all the cells of the body. So, a special kind of coordination and integration has to be maintained, has to be regulated. So, neural system along with the endocrine system forms the endocrine system. And now we'll discussing about the endocrinology. What is endocrinology? What are endocrine glands? What are hormones? See, the study of endocrine gland, as you can see, is called the endocrinology. And endocrine glands are called ductless glands. Why ductless glands? Because they lack ducts and no vessels, nothing are there, and their secretion directly enter into the bloodstream, and thereby their secretions are called hormones. And you should know these hormones are secreted in very small amount, very trace amount, very small amount they are secreted. And we'll study about the hormones. What are hormones? The hormones are, these are non-nutrient chemical substances which acts as messengers, and they regulate various types of functions like carbohydrate and fat metabolism, reproduction, growth, also the skin pigmentation, the sensory perception, and also the involuntary actions like heart rate, respiration, appetite, sleep pattern, circadian rhythm, and so on. You know what is circadian rhythm? Circadian rhythm tells us about when a person should sleep, when a person should wake up. So these are all included in the circadian rhythm. So let us discuss about the human endocrine system. And these are the location of the various endocrine glands, as you can see in the diagram from top to bottom. These are, the upper one is pituitary, and then hypothalamus, pineal, thyroid, adrenal, pancreas, parathyroid, thymus, gonads, that is the testes in males and ovaries in females. And apart from this, some other organs are also there which are not endocrine, but they secrete special type of hormones. And these organs are GI tract, that is the gastrointestinal tract, the liver, and the kidneys. So let us move on to the next slide. This is the pituitary. This is the location of the pituitary. And here the anterior pituitary, this is the anterior part of the pituitary. And it is located in a bony cavity called sella turcica. The upper gray portion is hypothalamus, and in between this is the hypothalamic stalk. And the pituitary consists of two lobes. Anterior lobe is adenohypophysis, posterior lobe is neurohypophysis. And this adenohypophysis, that is the anterior pituitary, further consists of two parts, that is the pars distalis and pars intermedia. Is it clear up till now? Then we will discuss about the adenohypophysis. This adenohypophysis is further consists of two parts, pars distalis and pars intermedia. This pars distalis secretes two types of hormone, that is the growth hormone. And we have discussed the over secretion of every hormone and under secretion of every hormone and the disease caused by them. So the growth hormone over secretion causes the gigantism, that is the abnormal growth of the body, and under secretion causes the dwarfness. The person becomes dwarf. And second hormone secreted by pars distalis is prolactin, which regulates the growth of mammary glands in females and also the formation of milk in them during lactation. Now we'll discuss about the hormone secreted by pars intermedia. This is the first hormone is the MSH, that is the melanocyte stimulating hormone, which secretes which regulates the skin pigmentation. The melanocyte pigmentation it regulates, that is the skin pigmentation. Second hormone is the FSH, that is the follicle stimulating hormone, that is controls the growth and development of follicles in females. And next is LH, that is the luteinizing hormone, that induces ovulation of follicles and maintains the corpus luteum from the remnants of Graafian follicles. And second last is the ACTH, that is the adrenocorticotrophic hormone, that is the secretion of steroid hormone it mainly controls, that is the glucocorticoids from adrenal cortex. As you all know, our adrenal gland consists of two parts, outer is cortex, inner is medulla, and this glucocorticoid secretion is controlled by adrenal cortex. And lastly, the TSH, that is the thyroid stimulating hormone, and which secretes the secretion of thyroxine. Now, let us move on to the next slide. Now we will discuss about the other part of the pituitary, that is the neurohypophysis, also called pars nervosa. And basically, two types of hormones are secreted by it. First is oxytocin and second is vasopressin. And oxytocin is mainly concerned with the contraction of uterus during the childbirth and also the milk ejection from mammary glands during lactation. And second hormone is the vasopressin, which regulates mainly the kidney functions and also the reabsorption of water and electrolytes from distal convoluted tubules. As you might be knowing, the structure of nephron in kidney tubules are also called, and two parts are there, the distal convoluted tubule and the other is proximal convoluted tubule. And this reabsorption of water and electrolytes takes place in distal part. That's why distal convoluted tubules. And lastly, it reduces the loss of water through urine. Now the next gland we will be discussing about is hypothalamus. The upper portion we saw in the last figure, that is the hypothalamus. And we will discuss about the location and the hormones. Are you listening? Am I audible?
Yeah,
Yes,
yes,
ma'am.
ma'am. Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay. This is the basal part of diencephalon, that is the forebrain. And our brain consists of mainly three parts: forebrain, midbrain, hindbrain. And the basal part of diencephalon, that is the forebrain, is called hypothalamus. And it mainly contains the neurosecretory cells, which stimulate secretion of pituitary hormones. And these hormones pass through axons and are released from nerve ending. As you all know, the structure of nerve cell or the neuron. On one end, there is a cell body, and the other end, there are nerve endings. So one after the other neuron, these hormones pass from one another, one after the other. And hormones secreted by hypothalamus is the two types of hormones. First is releasing hormones and the inhibiting hormones. Releasing hormones are called gonadotrophins and inhibiting hormones are called somatostatins. And gonadotrophins stimulates the secretion of pituitary hormone. That means it stimulates the pituitary gland to secrete various types of hormones secreted by the pituitary. And inhibiting hormone inhibits the secretion of growth hormone. Now, next gland is pineal. This is also located in the brain, deep-seated in the brain, as you can see in the diagram, about the size of a pea, and it secretes melatonin. It mainly controls the body's sleep patterns, mainly the circadian rhythm it controls, and also secrete the moderate levels of reproductive hormones. And next is thyroid. We'll be discussing very important organ located in the neck. It is a butterfly-shaped organ located in the neck, as you can see in the diagram. The lower one is trachea and the upper one is vocal cords, and it produces two types of hormones, that is the T3, T4, that is the triiodothyronine and thyroxine. And this thyroid gland uses iodine to create this hormone. And this gland is very important in the sense that it regulates the calcium metabolism. It produces calcitonin, which strengthens the bones and regulates the metabolism of calcium. This is the ventral side view or position of thyroid. Now let us discuss about the hormones secreted by the thyroid. And these the T3, T4 hormones are secreted by the thyroid. And due to hyperthyroidism, that means the over-secretion of thyroid gland, leads to Graves' disease. And the symptoms are accelerated metabolism, excessive sweating, arrhythmias, that means irregular heartbeat, and also the weight loss and nervousness. Are included in Graves' disease. These are the symptoms of Graves' disease. And also the undersecretion of thyroid hormone causes the tiredness, weight gain, the person becomes obese, and depression, stunted growth, and also the one more disease is the Hashimoto thyroiditis, that is the chronic inflammation of thyroid gland. And goiter, you must have known, this goiter is due to both hypothyroidism as well as hyperthyroidism. But basically, goiter is the uneven growth of thyroid gland, and it indicates enlarged thyroid gland. That could be both due to hypothyroidism as well as due to hyperthyroidism. Actually, the gland manipulates itself to generate more thyroxine, to produce more thyroxine. That's why the goiter increases in size. Now, we can't leave the thyroid gland without discussing the calcium metabolism, that is the calcitonin produced. This calcitonin is a very important chemical. This is secreted by the C cells of thyroid, that is a 32 amino acid peptide secreted by thyroid. And the stimulus mainly for this calcitonin secretion is of due to two types, that is maybe primary due to medullary thyroid cancer. The person may be suffering from medullary thyroid cancer. In that case, the calcitonin is secreted. And the other reason is due to increased levels of calcium in serum. So this vitamin D converts inactive form of calcitriol to active form. Now we'll discuss about the parathyroid. These are the small glands, 4 in number, at the back of the neck, at the back of the thyroid gland, and mainly regulates the calcium and phosphate levels in the blood. And all the muscles of our body and nerves operate safely if calcium and phosphate are the correct level. So this PTH, that is the parathyroid hormone, is secreted by this, and it increases the calcium levels. And secretion, the stimulus for this secretion is due to maybe food may be deficient in calcium or food may be deficient in vitamin D. So this is the dorsal side view of position of thyroid gland and parathyroid gland. At the back of the thyroid, parathyroids are located. Now this is the flow chart of parathyroid hormone, and this stimulus for parathyroid, as we have already discussed, due to malabsorption of calcium from the food and also the vitamin D deficiency in the food, and this increases the osteoclastic bone activity, that means breaking of bones. It initiates, and the calcium enters into the from bones to the blood serum mein calcium enters, and the PTH also increases the distal tubular reabsorption of calcium, that is the reabsorption of various minerals. It increases, and thereby increasing the serum calcium. And it also increases the vitamin D, which further reduces the phosphate reabsorption. Am I not going too fast or too slow? Please let me know.
Yes, sure, madam.
Okay. Next organ we are discussing is thymus. This is beneath the breastbone, that is the sternum. Sternum is located on the chest cavity. And special type of immune cell, T lymphocyte and B lymphocytes, they mature and multiply in thymus. And this gland shrinks after the person becomes adolescent. So this gland shrinks, and this hypersecretion causes autoimmune disease, and hyposecretion causes the body becomes various susceptible to various bacteria and viruses. That is the weakened immune system it causes. This is the location of thymus at the chest cavity. These are the two lobes of thymus, right and left. And in the chest cavity beneath the sternum, it is located. Upper one is trachea. This is the location of thymus gland. Now we'll discuss about the pancreas. Pancreas is a very, very important digestive organ, and two parts are there, endocrine as well as exocrine, and both parts are important. As you can see in the diagram, this is the location of pancreas, the yellow one, leaf-like structure. This is the pancreas located beneath the stomach, and various hormones secreted by pancreas is insulin, somatostatin, glucagon, and pancreatic polypeptide. And these function, insulin is mainly, as you all know, responsible mainly for the carbohydrate and fat metabolism. Somatostatin for gastrin and insulin and growth hormone. Glucagon is basically a peptide hormone which raises the blood glucose level when it falls. And lastly, the pancreatic polypeptide, which secretion which controls the secretion of substances formed by the pancreas. And the over-secretion of insulin, that is the hyperinsulinism, causes stones in the urinary bladder, and under-secretion of insulin and this pancreatic hormone cause diabetes mellitus, that is the type 1 diabetes. And most of the population in India are suffering from diabetes. About more than 50% are suffering from diabetes in India. This is the type 1 diabetes mellitus. And then the adrenal gland comes. These adrenal glands are also called suprarenal glands, as they are located at the top of the kidney, as you can see in the diagram in the next slide. And the functions mainly are the corticosteroid secretion, and that causes the increased level causes the Cushing's disease. And the symptoms are the metabolism increased, sweating, nervousness, high blood pressure, and weight gain. And hyposecretion, that is the decreased levels of steroid hormone, that is the corticosteroid, that is the hormone secreted by the cortical region of the adrenal, causes the Addison's disease. And this causes the mineralocorticoid deficiency, that is the deficiency of minerals, weight loss, loss of energy, and anemia. This is the representation of adrenal gland above the kidney on the left side, and this is the TS of transverse section of adrenal gland, and this adrenal medulla, inner one is medulla, outer one is cortex. This is the transverse section of adrenal glands. Now we'll move on to the next. The hormone we have already discussed: corticosteroids, catecholamine, aldosterone, androgen. Yeah, this is also there. Epinephrine, norepinephrine, related to stress hormones. And this aldosterone regulates the kidney function. Androgens, basically the development of sexual characters in males, mainly the facial hair and deeper voice, and so on. Now, lastly, we'll discuss about the gonads, that is the ovaries in females. And firstly, these ovaries, as you all know, are located on either side of uterus in females. And most common disease in females is polycystic ovarian syndrome. This is the endocrine disorder in females. And two types of hormones is secreted by ovaries: estrogen, progesterone. And estrogen is mainly responsible for sexual development and fertility and menstruation, that is the ovulation cycle. And progesterone is responsible for the preparation of uterus during pregnancy. Now, this is the location of female reproductive system. The red ones are ovaries. The two hormones are secreted, as we have already discussed. And this is the diagram representing the female reproductive system. Now we'll discuss about the testes in males. These are located in the scrotum below the penis in males, and secretes two types of hormones, testosterone and androgens. And they are basically control the sexual development in males, that is the puberty, facial hair, formation of spermatogenesis, and all. That is the formation of sperm cells. This is the location of male reproductive system. And these red one are testes located on either side. So this is let us move on to the next slide. Now we'll discuss about the hormones of heart, kidney, and GI tract, that is the gastrointestinal tract. And these are the organs which are not endocrine, but few hormones are secreted also by them. And the our atrial wall of our heart secrete also the ANF, that is the atrial natriuretic factor, which decreases the blood pressure. and also causes the dilatation of blood vessels, thereby reducing the blood pressure. And also kidney may in juxtaglomerular cells, that is the cells of the nephrons, produce peptide hormone, that is the erythropoietin, which stimulates the formation of RBC, a process called erythropoiesis, that is the formation of RBC is done. The hormone is secreted, erythropoietin, due to which formation of RBC occur. And lastly, the endocrine cells of GI tract, that is the gastrointestinal tract. This secretes 4 peptide hormones. These are all 4 peptides. First is gastrin, secretin, cholecystokinin, and this lastly the gastric inhibitory peptide. So these are the functions. Gastrin immediately acts on the gastric glands, stimulates the secretion of hydrochloric acid and pepsinogen, which acts on proteins. Secretin acts on exocrine part of the pancreas and stimulates the secretion of water and bicarbonate ions. Cholecystokinin acts on both pancreas and gallbladder. These hormones are all related with the digestive system. Stimulates the secretion of pancreatic enzyme and bile juice also. And this inhibitory polypeptide inhibits the gastric secretion. This inhibits, the action is reverse, inhibits the gastric secretion and motility also. So now let us discuss about the mechanism of hormone action. Now this hormone binds to a special protein on target tissues, and receptors present in the target tissues are intracellular receptors. And one is membrane bound receptors. So two mechanism of actions are there. Either they are hormones are membrane bound receptors, or they are the intracellular receptors on the target cells. So the complex leads to biochemical changes in the target tissue, and thereby these are the classification of hormones on the basis of chemical nature. These are the peptide type of hormones, polypeptide type, protein hormones, which includes the category insulin, glucagon, pituitary hormone, and hypothalamic hormones. Second category is steroid, that includes the cortisol, testosterone, estradiol, that is the estrogen, and progesterone also. Third category is iodothyronins, that is the thyroid hormones. And lastly, the amino acid derivatives. And now let us discuss about the classification of hormones on the basis of chemical nature. These hormones regulate mainly the cellular metabolism. These membrane-bound receptors generate the second messengers, namely the cyclic AMP, IP3, and calcium ions, and these mainly regulate the cellular metabolism. This is the action of this membrane-bound receptors. This is the ovarian cell membrane. This is the receptor, blue one, and hormone acts, and it forms the hormone substrate complex, which acts on the target cells. So this is the diagrammatic representation of the mechanism of hormone, then mainly the protein hormone, and which the hormones which interact with intracellular receptors is called steroid and iodothyronins. These are mainly in this steroid hormones, and these regulate mainly the gene expression or chromosome function. As you can see in the diagram, DNA structure is there, and physiological response to tissue growth and differentiation are caused due to them. And this is the representation of the mechanism of hormone action, mainly the steroid hormone. So that is all from my side. Now over to Mr. Kishore Narayan.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much, Sonia Madam.
Thank you.
That was a wonderful insight on
Thank
the hormones and all the chemical coordination that happens.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.